What's up? I messed up the first word. What's up, guys? It's ASMR's here. I want to do something super lo-fi here. You can tell the lighting looks crappy. I let a friend borrow my lights, and I actually recorded a hi-fi video last night, but the audio never recorded to the SD card, which is really upsetting because it was a really interesting video. It was just like, I didn't have my lights, so I used a really little light, so it was lit pretty poorly, so maybe it was a sign I shouldn't put it out there. But I don't know, it was just an interesting, you know, I said about in a recent video about doing a podcast and even just like a full talking ASMR video. So maybe this will be heavily into the talking, but we'll see what triggers I decide to do. Chopsticks. I still don't know how to play chopsticks. It's like you do this and then I don't remember. Did anyone play chopsticks? Am I crazy here? Okay, well, I'm upset that that video I recorded last night, didn't film because it was just I was in a funk, in an odd mood. And I felt like an interesting conversation. It was very conversational, as conversations are. And I was talking about one of my favorite comedians, Norm Macdonald, who recently unfortunately passed away. I'm so sad about that. And I don't get into celebrity culture that much, but it was just... He was one of those really interesting guys. If you haven't seen Norm Macdonald, you probably heard his voice. He has a very distinct voice, and he was a voice actor in like a bunch of things, like The Fairly Odd Parents. And like as soon as you see him, he'll probably be familiar to you. Like he was pretty popular, especially in the 90s. He was on SNL. Not that I watch SNL or anything. I just happened across Norm on YouTube, and it was just amazing. But I don't want to say all this stuff again, unless it's something you want to hear, because like I said, that video I recorded last night, it was in a funk. It was funky, you know? And I was talking about Norm and how he unfortunately passed away, and he had this very fascinating philosophy on life, but I think I'll save that. I'm testing the waters here, putting that out there and seeing if you guys, do you want me to talk about that? Does that sound interesting? Is it not really relaxing? Because I was starting to talk about different issues like mortality and, you know, usually this is a pretty surface level kind of channel. Like I'm like, ooh, cameras and photography. But then I was like really getting into these like deep subjects, which I thought were fascinating, but I'm not sure if this is the place for that kind of content, you know? But I'll have to re-record a hi-fi version of that. I also don't have my SD cards here today. I was gonna try to record something really quick. I just got off of college. I have like 8-hour days, and I was like thinking all day about filming this video, so I wasn't gonna let it go to waste. I had to do something, so that's what this is. To, you know, make sure we don't go a week without posting, God forbid. Got a candle here, which I believe I accidentally let burn all day. Stupid. Dangerous. Shouldn't even admit to that mistake, but I did. This could be better. I like candles. I like the room smelling good. This is red lava and citrus. I got a candle from a more local place before I bought that I got that at Walmart. I just made a run for a bunch of stuff I needed for the studio. But the one I got at the local place was a lot better, actually. It was like a sweet, dark cherry, I think is what it was. And it smelled so good. Like, it smelled like something I could eat. And it was really great. But unfortunately, it wasn't as strong of a smell whenever you burnt it as it was just smelling the wax, which usually is the opposite. But whatever. You're learning so much about me. I like candles, and I like Norm Macdonald. Okay, seriously, you should look up Norm Macdonald. I'm not joking. He had a very unique sense of humor. And maybe people younger than me wouldn't agree, but I don't know. Just for me, it really resonated. It's definitely nothing like more comedians that are more popular now. Like, it's not really like John Mulaney. It's not like Bill Burr, but it does have this like offensive edge. Like, he probably got most popular from, just to give you some context, because it's just something I want to talk about, because I love Norm. He was on SNL, and he had a bit, which is Saturday Night Live. Maybe if you're not American, you don't know, or I don't know how it works. I don't know how popular it was, or if anyone younger than me knows what SNL is. It's still on today. It's just a thing. It's a live show every single Saturday, every Saturday night, oddly enough, and it's live Saturday. Anyway, it's the name implies that, and it's just like a sketch comedy show. They do all sorts of different stuff, but Norm had his own segment on SNL in the 90s where it was called oh, damn, I'm forgetting what it was. Like, it was the news report or something. I can't believe I forgot the actual name of it, but it was basically like he'd play a newsman, but he would just be like telling jokes that sounded kind of like news. And he got fired from that job for making O.J. Simpson jokes at the time that happened. So that's an example of his edge. I'm not going to say any of the jokes, obviously, but if that sounds funny to you, I don't know. I think in a way, like he says these things mainly to provoke people. It's like him versus the audience, which is just such a funny dynamic. He's like, you know, comedians all strive to be like, I don't give a shit, you know, but he actually didn't give a shit. So, you know, that's cool. Look him up. I'm 100% serious. Actually look him up. You will not regret it. You gotta listen to the moth joke. This framing is terrible. This is why I don't like filming on my phone that much. It's a different vibe, you know? I eat at Subway a lot. These are Subway napkins. I have like 3 different Subway orders worth of napkins sitting on my desk. Should just do that joke where I'm just like constantly pulling an endless line of Subway napkins out of my shirt sleeve. It's funny enough, I took the label off of this. I don't know why. It just seems funny that it almost looks intentional that I like this is some big show and I'm worried about the brand seeing it and wanting to sue me. With Lo-Fi ASMR, it's not gonna ruin it for you, but you're gonna notice this from now on. Just think about it. People shoot Lo-Fi ASMR on their phone usually. And if you listen when you're wearing your headphones watching ASMR, you'll notice that Lo-Fi ASMR is almost always off to one side. It has like a bias towards the one ear over the other. And that's because your phone camera is at the one side. So you're probably gonna hear me in this ear, unless it flips the image. Whatever. The side that I'm leaning on, you're probably gonna hear it in this ear more than the other ear, because that's where the camera is. And to get it actually balanced and go off to that side, like to get this ear is actually halfway off the screen where, you know, where it is in the same relation to the microphone. God, I'm so bad at speaking today. I don't know why. Smell that. It smells really good. Cherry. Smell it? I'm gonna apply it to your face like it's makeup, because I grew up in a household with just my dad, no sisters, no brothers either, but I don't understand anything to do with the intricacies of makeup. So I'm just gonna pretend that this is, makeup is one thing and this is it, and this is a makeup applying thing. Because that would be the ultimate thing, to create a one makeup that could do it all. There's your $1 million idea, folks. Don't take it from me, all right? It's worth, you could do a lot with that. This is the top of my candle, by the way, which I have not put on it since I got it. I like this little, this is like, looks like a cool little decoration in the back, except for my head covers it pretty much the whole time. Okay, so my friends don't watch ASMR. I want to run this by you. I had them at the studio the other day, but I didn't have my lights here because my friend was borrowing it. And I jokingly was like, let's do an ASMR video. And we couldn't because the lights weren't here, but they were actually down for it. But what would you guys think of, I've actually done a similar kind of video a while ago, and it was music themed. But what would you think about doing an ASMR video with my two friends that like don't really get it? And I mean, now that the channel's been around for a while, it kind of stopped. But when I first started it, it was a little bit of a joke to, it sounds strong to say making fun of it, but if you have a group of friends, you know how it goes. Like it's not a big deal, but it would just be funny to put them in that situation. They'd probably be so uncomfortable, and it'd just be the best way to get them back, you know? And then you guys can either be really nice, like I don't want you to be mean, but or like politely roast them, you know, on my behalf. I don't even have the one camera out there. It's not organized right now. I'll show you eventually. It's becoming a problem. How many cameras? There's not enough space on my top of my shelf to like put all my cameras like next to each other long ways. So I thought I was gonna have to like have more cameras to create a display, but I'm running out of room. I have too many cameras. I don't need this many. Somebody, actually no, never mind. I was gonna say somebody come take them, but that is not what I want. That just gives people the wrong idea. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like this obviously looks so bad with the lighting. Like my face is 90% in shadow, but it's truly lo-fi. Maybe I'll call it that, truly lo-fi ASMR. And it really is just me like sitting here kind of hanging out. I have my feet kicked up, kind of talking to you about my day, the thoughts that I have. But I gotta tell you, it was a way different mood. Yesterday, I actually went to an amusement park that my work like paid for the employees to go to, which is funny because when I was a kid, my dad had, his work would take us to the same exact amusement park. So now it's like, I'm a big boy now. My job takes me there. Anyway, I had this whole day at the amusement park, and then on the way home, I was listening to Norm Macdonald, who I just talked about earlier, and I was thinking about like, wow, it's just fascinating, the philosophy that this guy lives his life by in a way. And I was like, I kind of want to be like that. And then I was just in this like weird introspective mood. And that's why I'm kind of upset that that ASMR video I filmed last night didn't really work out, because it was just it was a completely different vibe. And I don't think it would be popular by the majority of my viewers, to be honest, but it was a really true form of expressing myself and like my feelings on certain things. But It's too bad it didn't work out. You can't get hung up on it. Like, the SD card didn't write the file. Like, there's literally nothing I could do because I'm not gonna, like, release it with the camera audio. It would, you might think you want that, but you do not want that. Maybe I'll write down a list, and that'll be interesting to, you know, test the waters as like a pilot podcast episode almost, is just do an ASMR video where it really is all talking based, and I just pick a couple topics and do like just talk for 20 minutes and see how it turns out, and then that would be like the test of like what a podcast could possibly be like. Because I was talking all about like Norm Macdonald and his different philosophies on life and kind of like how I agree with them, and I had all these like specific examples, and I thought it was a really fascinating topic, but I didn't want to completely change this video into that as well. Like, I felt like that was its own thing, and I'll set out to do exactly that next time if that is something that sounds interesting to you guys. Oh, I knocked my chapstick over. Let me just show you. Turning on the shelf here. On. There we go. All right. Is this good? All right, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below. I want to hear what you had to say. I hope this was good, to be honest. To be completely honest with you guys, it's kind of a placeholder until I can really dedicate the time and effort that I'd like to doing a high production video. But I guess I wanted to this video to wear that on its face by just, I didn't have access to good lighting even if I wanted it, but I have this really bad lighting, and it's supposed to be truly lo-fi, like literally just window light. So, all right, turn off the shelf again. Thanks for watching. Like I said, leave a like, leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.